Peng Shuai, former Wimbledon and French Open doubles champion, is a woman tennis player hailing from China. Earlier this month, Peng took to social media and made some allegations, then seemingly vanished into thin air. In this video, we'll talk about everything you need to know about the mysterious disappearance of Peng Shuai. Let's get into it. What did Peng really disclose? It turns out that amidst the ecstatic celebrations after the final of the 2014 Beijing Open, which made Peng the first Chinese tennis player to achieve a top ranking, the now 35-year-old was hiding a secret. And on November 2nd, 2021, it was clear that she couldn't keep her silence for long. Peng revealed in a Weibo post, which was soon deleted, that the former vice premier of China, Zhang Gaoli, had sexually assaulted her after calling her to play tennis with him and his wife. She wrote about never consenting to the deed and that she was crying all the time. Moreover, she said that Zhang and she had been involved in an on and off extramarital relationship for many years, with Zhang, after keeping the affair secret for a long period of time, called it off completely when he started rising in the ranks of the Communist Party. She also disclosed that the politician once expressed his fear regarding her taping their encounters. Details about the allegations. Peng accused Zhang Gaoli of forcing or pressuring her into sex and claimed to have had at least one sexual encounter with Zhang, who had his eyes on her first, about 7 or more years prior. Things started to go awry when about 3 years ago, he, along with his wife, brought Peng to their home after a tennis game. He wanted to be intimate with Peng, but she refused and kept crying even after having supper with the couple. More persuasion from Zhang led her to her past positive feelings about him resurfacing, and she conceded despite being nervous and afraid. Later, her affection for him remained, and the pair would talk for hours, play chess and tennis. Their personalities were very compatible. His wife, however, didn't appreciate her frequent visits and was vocal about her discontent. When Peng did manage to bring up the topic of them becoming official, Zhang said that although he loved her, divorcing his wife was politically impossible. A dispute on the 30th of October led to Zhang ghosting her again, which was apparently the last straw. Peng proceeded to come out with the secret on social media. The aftermath. The post on the microblogging site was deleted after 20 minutes, and within hours of the key term, Peng, and even in some cases tennis, was censored on the country's social media, showing just how powerful the Great Firewall of China truly was. China even said that the case was being maliciously hyped up and that people were trying to bring harm to the country's international image. I think some people should stop deliberately and maliciously hyping up, let alone politicizing this issue, said Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian. Amidst this chaos, #MeToo activists expressed sympathy for the tennis player. I hope she's safe and sound, wrote Zhao Shuai, the face of the domestic #MeToo movement in 2018, who had accused and lost a legal case of sexual assault against a state-run television host. Peng, however, didn't communicate on social media after her claims. When asked, the foreign minister spokesperson dismissed the inquiry, stating simply the irrelevance of the case to the matters being discussed. This isn't a diplomatic question, one of them said, and another suggested to contact the relevant department. Fellow players raised concern and WTA's threat. The chief executive of the Women's Tennis Association, Steve Simon, urged the Chinese authorities to put an end to the heavy censorship on the case and investigate Peng's allegations dutifully. When the state-affiliated Chinese Tennis Association tried to calm WTA down, stressing that Peng was safe and not under any physical threat, Simon asserted that nobody from the WTA, including those in authority and active players, had been able to reach her directly to confirm that fact. ATP chairman Andrea Gandenzi also voiced his concern about Peng's condition and whereabouts and was on board with WTA's investigation into Peng's allegations. This happened on the 14th of November, and the next day, tennis player Novak Djokovic talked about his surprise at finding out about Peng's disappearance to reporters after winning his ATP Finals opening game. Later, Naomi Osaka took to Twitter to demand answers about Peng's case progression, and Annie Murray, Billie Jean King, Roger Federer, and Rafael Nadal also joined. Censorship is never okay at any cost, wrote Osaka. John Wortham of Sports Illustrated talked about China's brutal disregard for moral principles and human rights and called for the cancellation of all tournaments in China until they find out something about Peng. On the 17th of November, the Chinese state media outlet China Global Television Network disclosed an email addressed to Simon by Peng, which stated that she was resting at home and that her allegations of sexual assault was false and a claim that she wasn't missing. The email also threw the WTA under the bus for publicizing false information related to her. However, it seemed like something was fishy, and it indeed was. A typing cursor was visible on the screenshot of the email. Naturally, Simon's concern for her safety increased, and he said so, emphasizing once more to not let this case be dropped and to investigate it with full transparency and without censorship. He went on to threaten withdrawal of the WTA tournaments in China until sexual abuse allegations made by Peng were properly heeded. China tries to salvage its image. Concerns about the former champion were increasing, and a lot of people started criticizing China for not taking this issue seriously. In an attempt to calm things down, media reporter Peng Shuai shared WeChat screenshots of a thread of what he allegedly claimed to be Peng and her friends' messages. These consisted of 3 photos of Peng posing with her cat and stuffed animals on November 20th. Hugh Suijin tweeted videos of Peng at a restaurant and added that Peng was at her home and didn't want to be disturbed. He also said that Peng would soon take part in activities. Later, he also posted videos of Peng enjoying the opening ceremony of the FILA Kids Junior Tennis Challenger Finals in Beijing and insisted that the happiness on her face was real and not faked. On the 21st of November 2021, they hit the home run, or thought they did. The IOC said Peng had spoken to some representatives in a video call and told them that she is safe and well at her house in Beijing and would like to have her privacy respected at this time. The video, of course, was not released. The WTA maintained its stance and said that although it was nice to see Peng Shuai, they could still not communicate with their athlete without censorship and challenge the authenticity of their proof by requesting for her to either speak to Steve Simon herself alone, live, or be allowed to leave the country. So why is China trying so hard to cover this up? This allegation was probably China's biggest contributor to the #MeToo movement in the country and had the highest echelons of Beijing CCP under fire regarding a case as sensitive as sexual assault for the first time. Authorities had charged government officials with sexual misconduct in the past, which were more often than not coupled with corruption investigations, but such accusations have never been able to reach someone in such a senior political position as Zhang, who still refuses to comment on the allegations. Calling Peng's status as an ideological struggle between China and the West, China continues to wear rose-tinted glasses, ignoring the allegations made by the athlete and choosing to focus on her smiles and apparent good spirits instead of investigating deeper into the issue, giving the idea that they are trying to sweep everything under the rug, and that too very desperately. It's good to know that the world isn't silent on the matter. The hashtag Where's Peng Shuai was trending on Twitter this past month, and Serena Williams, the American tennis player, also joined in. She wrote that she was appalled to hear the news about her colleague and hoped that she was safe and located as soon as possible. This must be investigated and we must not stay silent, Williams said, and sent love to Peng and her family during these tough times. What's perhaps the saddest part of all this is that this isn't the first time the Chinese government has prioritized its image over basic human rights, such as many other cases. Senior China researcher at Human Rights Watch, HRW, Maya Wang, gave a little insight on the matter. What we have here is essentially a state-controlled narrative. While it's possible that Peng as well, the history of the Chinese government disappearing people and then making videos of them to prove that they are unharmed, when it's in fact the opposite, should make us worried about Peng's safety. And that marks the end of today's video. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear your opinions. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to hear more from us. Take care.